Hey there, my name is Danielle and this is Friday Sews. Friday Sews is a hashtag that was started by Jen from Today in Jen's Sewing Room, and it's just a way for other sewers to find each other on YouTube. So if you search the hashtag Friday Sews, you'll find videos of other people sharing their sewing projects, also hauls of maybe fabric or patterns, and it's just a weekly way of catching up. So today I wanted to share with you a few of the projects that I've made recently and a current project that I'm working on. The first is this dress that I made using, this is a new one from McCall's 8562. And I'll show a picture as well of the pattern so you can get a closer look. But this is a really simple dress pattern. I added a ruffle at the bottom because it is a little short. Well, really I just wanted to add a ruffle anyway, but if I had just made the dress the way it is on the pattern, I would have added a few inches to the length. And I used this lace fabric, and the lining is just a cotton fabric. The dress has an invisible zipper in the back. If you make it just the way it is in the pattern, it also actually has a neck facing and an armhole facing, but I lined it because, like I said, it's lace, so that would be see-through. I think I made an 18 because I wanted to fit looser, but that was really too loose. So I think I'll go down to maybe a 14 or a 16 because I think I could lose about an inch on each side. But this is a really easy to sew pattern. The only thing that made it take a little bit longer is getting the lining situated the way I wanted it to, just because it's lace. But yeah, it was really an easy to sew. I think this would be good for a beginner. The only thing that might make it a little difficult is sewing the zipper. But if you take it slow, the zipper is something a beginner could get. So yeah, that's that. And I do know that I'll be making this pattern again, maybe not necessarily with a lining. I may just do a facing. I also want to try this pattern in a knit to see if I'd be able to get it over my head without having to use a zipper. It looks like the opening might be big enough, especially with a knit, because it'll stretch some. So I will let you guys know if I do, try with a knit and how that works out. I also want to do the pants that are on here as just pants, and then also shorten it for some shorts. So again, that is McCall's 8562. The next project I want to share is a skirt, and the pattern I use is Simplicity 9958. I actually shared a review of this pattern in my last video, and I do think I'll be making this again a few more times. I made this skirt using, this is a mystery fabric, so I'm not really sure what the contents is. I know there's some polyester, but it has a lot of movement, and it does, let's see if it's got a little bit of stretch, not a whole lot. And I added a few inches to the length just because I wanted it just above my ankle. And this time I left off the pockets. I don't think I would be using the pockets anyway, and I'm okay with, not having it. It's got elastic in the waist. I think it's 1 inch wide elastic. At least that's what I put in it. A lot of times when I'm making things, I don't necessarily go by what the pattern says as far as how wide the elastic is. I just use what I have, and usually it works out. You don't have to have it exactly what the pattern says. So there's a 1 inch elastic. This is a really easy to sew pattern. If you're a beginner and you are just starting out with using commercial patterns, this is perfect. This would work. Even if you added the pocket, it would still work. And I got it paired with this t-shirt. I just dropped the clothes hanger. But I made the t-shirt with New Look 6556. I made it a while ago, but I'm just sharing it because I'm wearing it with the skirt. Let me get it on a hanger so you can see it better. This is a loose fitting t-shirt. It has a hollow hem. Hopefully you can see that. And the hem curves. It's just a basic t-shirt. Other than that, the sleeve has a band on the end. This t-shirt, I made it too big. I don't know, maybe I just didn't look at the measurements, because when I looked at it yesterday, there's really no reason I should have made it large. Like it's really oversized, and it's okay because usually I'm wearing it with leggings, and I like that it covers my bottom when I'm wearing leggings. So I like it. I will be using this pattern again. I'll just make it a little bit smaller. Like I think if I even went down to a small, yeah, I could probably make it a small and still have the, you know, the fit that I want. So I'll be using this again. Again, that was New Look 65.56, and that skirt was Simplicity 99.58. Both of these patterns I know I'll be using again this summer. So on to the next project. This next project is a shirred bodice dress, and this one did not use a pattern. I just took the fabric, did the shirring across the top, front and back. I also added pockets, and what else? Okay, yeah, here's a pocket. And for the pocket, I just drew around my hand like the shape of the pocket and added that in. And I thought about adding a ruffle, but I changed my mind and just left it like it is. Need to go back and cut the threads, but it's just straight, and it has the ties at the shoulder. This, I'm not sure how long it took. It didn't take that long because basically you're just cutting two large rectangles of fabric. You just measure your bust, and the yardage you would use, or the pieces you would cut, would be 1.5 times your bust by the length that you would want the dress. And I actually made dresses like this last year. I think I made 2 dresses and a top. And one of the dresses I made, I left off the straps, which you can do that just like it is, or for more security, just to make sure it doesn't slip down if it's strapless. One of these channels actually inserts some elastic, like maybe 1/4 inch or 3/8 of an inch of elastic, just to give it more support, so you don't have to worry about it slipping down. Excuse me, but yeah, this is a really easy to sew project. Excuse me. I think I'm going to do a video. Like, I've seen a lot of videos with step-by-step tutorials, but I plan to make another one of these. So I think I may do a video just showing how I make it. This is also a good project if you're sewing for children. There's a lot of cute novelty fabrics that you can use for little girls. And then instead of using the ties, you can just use a coordinating ribbon for it. Maybe add a ruffle. You can also shorten it like for an adult version and then add a ruffle at the bottom. So yeah, that's it. Just a shirt bodice fabric, and I'm sorry, shirt bodice dress. And this, I think, as far as yardage, it took less than 2 yards. So like maybe 1 3/4 or a little bit less than that. So it's a good way to, you know, get rid of some fabric in your stash. Or if you're just going to the store to buy some fabric, it won't really cost you a whole lot. So that's that. The next thing I want to share is this tie front blouse that I'm working on. I'm sure you've probably seen this before. I think either last year or the year before, it was made popular by the brand Ganni. I think that's how you say it. But then since then, everybody has made it. You can find it in a lot of different stores. But it's just a basic blouse, and the only thing left for me to do is to add the ties. So this is one of them, and you would just add pairs of the ties down here. I think it'll stop probably right here where the ruffle is. And I think like the ones that I've seen, the pictures that I've seen, they have 4 sets. So just going down the front. And the pattern that I use is a Simplicity pattern. I can't remember the number, but I'll post a picture up here. It's actually the same pattern that I used to make this dress that I'm wearing. It has a puff sleeve with a sleeve band, and the ruffle. The original ruffle on the pattern was really long, so I shortened it. So I think this will come just below my waist after I hem it. And I'm just going to use bias tape to finish the neckband and, you know, down the front, and then I'll hem it. This didn't take a whole lot of fabric, and I think this, I don't know that it's 100% cotton. The fabric wasn't labeled when I bought it, and I haven't burn tested it, but it feels like it could be 100% cotton, or it may have a little bit of polyester in it. But either way, I like the way it's looking so far. So I'll probably finish this up today. Like I said, the only thing I need to do is finish the ties. I need a total of 8 ties and hem it, and that'll be it. That's it for the projects that I've worked on recently and what I plan to work on. I'm not sure after this what I'll work on next. May do some shorts to go with this, or another. Oh, I've got a white skirt. I've got a white skirt that might look okay with this, or I may just go ahead and make some shorts, and I'll be sure to share with you the next projects in my next video. I'll also probably do another shirt, bodice, garment, either a dress or a blouse, and I'll share that with you also. Let me know if you've used any of these patterns or if you have any in your stash. Also, let me know what your go-to patterns are for spring, summer, or what projects do you plan to work on next. I thank you so much for watching. Again, my name is Danielle. Have a great day.